Welcome to episode 26 Be On It.
Hey, Jessica. What's going on in the Beehive today?
Hey, Debbie, I was just thinking about it's a new year and resetting. And
Mm,
for me, what that means is putting my focus back on the things that I've been wanting to work on, like my eating healthier, exercising, not just those things, but also just being intentional with the things that I wanted to focus on, like looking at some more classes I can take, looking at finishing up decluttering and really just being mindful and taking the time, even if it's like one day out of my schedule, to just get these things done, not just talk about it, but get it done. And so that's kind of what I'm focusing on this year is just resetting and focusing again. What about you? What's your approach this year for resetting?
First off, let me take a big sigh, a big deep breath. Yeah. 2026, baby. It's a new year. I want to frame it this way because you don't always have to do everything at the beginning of the year in January. You can do it any point in the year, whenever the feeling moves you and the energy and the inspiration is there. But for some reason, the new year does have its own designated energy and inspiration and can be a catalyst. Every new year, I feel rejuvenated. And my thing is, I want to design a plan for 2026 for me. And I have done several things to help me. Um, I've created a little vision board for 2026, which I have hanging at the end of my hallway. So I literally see it many times during the day. So I've created a vision board that's yellow. And I've also listened to some other podcasts too and got some inspiration. And it helped kind of get the wheels turning, so to speak. So one of the ones that I heard about was on Diary of a CEO. It was, I think Chris Williamson was on there. But the question was, looking ahead, thinking about December 2026, which 12 months away, it seems like a long time, but it's not, depending on what you want to get accomplished. But come 2026, next year, what would you what would you like to do in 2026 that would make you feel good in December of 2026? So what would make you feel like your 2026 was successful?
That's
And
really good to think. The things that I talked about wanting to do, I want to have done those. I not just talk about it, I want to actually do it. I'm going to take a class, get my whole house decluttered, like the big projects. If we're going to move, have a plan in place in the next 3 years to make sure that we're set up to do that. Just making sure that I'm on track and feeling good about my health
Mhm.
and my eating habits and being more active. So just all of those things, and not just for the month of January, but for really the whole year. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure that that's incorporated in my life on the regular because it just feels good. Like I've already done the meditative breathing. I do that every day. And going for a good walk, I'm not talking about rigorous exercise. I'm talking like going for a walk, and if something else like I want to try, I'll go try it. Not
Mhm.
being afraid to go do the things that I want to do, even if I'm doing it by myself. So those are some of the goals that I personally have, like really following through.
Yeah, so that's about four goals then. Um, and I'm going to be 47 this coming summer. Like in my mind, I turned 47 in January, like at the beginning of the new year. And then when my birthday comes around, I'm like, oh, I've already been 47 for 8 months already. Sorry. So the mind shift changes in January for me. Like the fact that you can design your plans for yourself for 2026. Like what a great opportunity. Some things you have to do, but other things you have some leeway so that you can make it what you want it. But when I think about 2026, my 47th chapter, it's a new chapter, right? So I really like it framed that way with that analogy. Like it's the 47th chapter in my book. You have to acknowledge that you're still pliable. You can still change. And so it is a growth mindset. I have a plan for my house. Like I want to declutter my house. Like once and for all, I want to do a major declutter. Let's just say that. Because I come to a point where I'm just tired of complaining to the kids to clean up and organize. So I just want to get rid of what we don't need and work with what we have. And let's just take care of those things to the best of our ability. and not buy more things either in the process. I want to work like you. I want to work on my health goals. That's really important to me because come another 12 months at December of 2026, wouldn't it be great to say, I had this plan and then I carried through with it. And then you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, not just at the end of the year, but throughout
Right.
your health journey. Exactly.
Yeah, you feel better, you're more energetic. Because as you get older, aches and pains start to happen. And for
Mhm.
me, having the Hashimoto's, I just notice if I'm not on the right track with what I eat, I notice more achiness. And no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And I have so much more that I want to accomplish. And so it's last year was more like figuring out what I want. What
Hmm.
do I want? What needs to happen? And this year is instituting that, getting a plan in place and getting it done.
Another thing that I want to work on is my relationships.
Oh, for sure. Me too.
That's a never ending process. But what really dawned on me um, at the end of 2025 is that, especially with my marriage with my partner, all I can say is that the theme that dawned on me was ripple effect. And what I mean by that is that our partnership, our marriage, in and of itself has a ripple effect, meaning that it affects me when I'm in conflict with my partner. I'm not really happy. It's upsetting, and it definitely has a ripple effect for my kids or anybody who's involved with us, close like that. My mom, my sister. It really impacted me more, this concept of ripple effect. So let me be in a better relationship with my husband. Let me work on that, make that a priority, compromise when I need to compromise, say sorry when I need to say sorry, because it affects so many other people. I feel like I'm going to be taking more of an active role in making that right, and making sure that those ripples are supportive ripples, positive ripples for my family.
That's a good goal to have. I'm focusing on the same thing. Like, I think I'm a good communicator. And then sometimes I'm trying to articulate with my husband, and it doesn't come out as well as I'd like it to. So I think that for us going to therapy would be a really good thing to help us learn how to communicate clearly with one another so that we just are stronger in our relationship. Especially if the kids are gone, we don't have that dynamic. Our needs are different and, interests are different. So how can we connect when we have opposite things that we like to do? I will like escort my husband. He likes to golf. I'm not a golfer, but I'll go onto the golf cart and just hang out and read a book while he's golfing because I like the outdoors. And so just compromise, right? It's like
Mhm.
marriages always work. And so in resetting for the new year, just being mindful that what can I do differently? What can we do differently together? We can most certainly both go on walks together and exercise together. That brings closeness. So that's my goal too. I mean, I
Mhm.
think that you can't go wrong with that. And therapy is, you can never go wrong with therapy. That's always a healthy thing to do when you care about your significant other and care about, your relationship.
Yeah, I think that's so important. Like, get to know each other better. Not that you don't already, but communicate your needs, be on the same page with each other, so to speak. The other thing that I was going to work on, the two other things, was skills and mindset. There's some skills that you want to get better on for work or for just general living, like cooking, or I'm kind of tech challenged, so I want to be a little better with technology. And I put on my vision board just different things to remind me. Like I put long term consistency trumps short term intensity. That's a quote by Bruce Lee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the long term consistency. So, meaning even if I do 5 minutes of walking or exercising, or 5 minutes of blank, doing that every day and consistently is better than doing it every once in a while for an hour, right?
Oh, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Really, really need to take on this long-term consistency concept for a lot of my goals because that's how it's going to happen. They just don't spring up out of nowhere. So I have the need, and so I really want to be consistent with my goals and the action plan. around the goal. Other things I have on here are I want to do intermittent fasting. So fasting is fun. I have that on there. Physical flossing, just like doing things like stretches and things just to keep yourself limber.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is one from Mel Robbins. Let them and let me, because sometimes you can do this like tit for tat thing with people that you are close to. So if they're going to do what they're going to do, let them and then let me do this. Little by little, it's another thing. Strategic planning is a concept on there too. Like I'm not just thinking about tomorrow, I'm thinking about a year down the line, 3 years down the line, 10 years down the line even. So I got to be thinking about the long-term strategic consequence and plan around it. This is from Jocko, but he always says discipline equals freedom, but I kind of put a little extra in there. I put discipline equals new freedoms.
New freedoms, you
New
said?
freedoms, yeah.
Oh, I like that. We were talking about in the last episode, play and balance. And because I didn't have play when the kids were growing up as much, and now that I've had too much. And so I need to be more disciplined, like resetting, more discipline, getting those big projects done. So I'm not talking about it. So it's not hanging over me. That's a big one for me. And, like you were saying, you have to think long term because my kids are out of the house and, we don't need this big of a space. So the next 3 years, I'd like to be selling this house and getting something that's smaller, turnkey. That's a goal. I'd like to travel. I'd like to really go visit Japan. So those are like some long-term goals. And, you want to be healthy and be able to walk around and, feel good. So those are all things that, are not negative things, but positive things that I can do for myself, showing up for myself. Like you said, if somebody's going to continue with their goals and do things differently or not join you in the same goals, who cares? Just keep focusing on your goals and what you need to do to move forward in life. That's kind of my reset for this year. It's not like I had to reset January 1st. I'm just gathering my things and starting to prepare. I'm in the prep phase and then I'm going to institute it. I'm just being realistic. There's sometimes you have setbacks and you can't be hard on yourself. I'm so like hard on myself if I were trying to eat healthy and then I like had something that I shouldn't be eating. No more. Tomorrow's a new day. You'll just get back on track. It's okay. It's not the end of the world because I'm very like go all out or nothing. I had to find balance and I continue to have to find balance.
I mean, some other things that I put on there was small all leads to great. So your small changes cumulatively can offer you a really big benefit at the end of the year. I have some acronyms I put on there. This one I heard of. It's GAS, gas. So I want to offer more GAS. I think it might have been on Diary of a CEO, but guidance, accountability, and support. So for your children, offering gas. And then another acronym that I made up is BABAM, BABAM. And okay. I put it as an acronym because I didn't want to have it fully spelled out. It's just an acronym for like me. It stands for be a badass mom. Like be a badass mom, stretch yourself a little if you need to. And if you need to come back to your normal baseline, do that. But when the need arises, when your kids need you to do XYZ and you can, and it's warranted, then you can stretch a little as needed and you are growing in that aspect. And then also spiritual needs too, where I've kind of ignored my spiritual needs. They are very important to me. So for me, it's like my daily Bible reading in the morning. I put a quote, I put a Bible verse on there, Matthew 7:7-8, like ask and it shall be given to you, seek and ye shall find. I need to just do the things that are going to benefit me. It's a very ing situation. It's an action verb. Like everything's ing. Reading, walking, cooking.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can do some status checks throughout the year just to make sure that I'm staying on track. And like you say, you just get back on the horse the next day. Get back on track.
I like that. I think these are great goals to have, and they don't have to be any magnificent goals.
No.
It's just things that have been circling around in my brain. It's time, it needs to be done. Who doesn't always need to eat better? I didn't care for a season here where I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat that and this. And now I'm like feeling it and I don't feel as great. Gained a little bit of weight and I don't feel comfortable. I want to get to where I feel a little bit more comfortable and not feeling achy. When I start to feel that way, I'm like, it's time for me to do something about it. And, you can't always have everything that you want, right? You can't
No.
always have a piece of pie or some candy. That's an occasional thing. You can't always go out and go have fun. You have to just be disciplined and do the things you need to do to accomplish your goals.
Yeah.
This is such a good topic because I think everybody talks about this in January. Talk about having a goal. Everybody should have a goal in life.
And sometimes if you have too many goals, then you can be spread too thin. So keep that in mind. So I have about
Oh,
5, you
right.
have
Yeah.
about 4. So maybe that's too many. I will find out. We're at a point in time where we can take a step back, look at the big picture, reverse engineer what we want in December 2026, and then kind of get that ball rolling in January.
That. If you guys enjoy what we're all about, please continue to follow us on our next episode.
See you next time.
Bye.
We are all about community. Join our community by following and subscribing to Be On It through YouTube, Instagram, and of course your podcasting platform so we can continue to bring Be On It to you. Just so you know, this is for entertainment purposes only. We are speaking from our lived experiences and are not licensed therapists.